Good morning. It is 11:27 a.m. on Sunday, May 1st, 2016. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So, now this is more like it. No, I'm kidding. But of course, just compared to yesterday when I inexplicably woke up much earlier than usual and did not feel tired and did not go back to bed. And I predicted yesterday that I would crash at some point during the afternoon. As it happened, that did not occur, but my body decided that it needed to make up for a lost time today. So there you have it. Um, it was kind of nice though having the extra time. I tell you, there are people who really enjoy sleep to a degree that I don't fully understand. I mean, it feels good, but I mean, it feels good in the same way that like a sneeze feels good in the sense that your body needs you to do it, and so it feels satisfying as a result. But just the loss of the time that I could spend doing other things. I tell you, if I could wave a magic wand and not need to sleep, I would do it. Um, and it's a little inexplicable to me when people say that they wouldn't. That seems strange to me. But what are you going to do? So yesterday I watched The Big Short, which I made kind of an unintentionally punny tweet about it yesterday. Immediately after watching it, what I said is, I just watched the Big Short and I have no adjectives to describe it. And believe it or not, when I made that tweet, what I was trying to convey is just that it gave me very complex, um, hard to describe feelings. And I made that tweet creating this unintentional joke where the title is two adjectives, and I said I didn't have any adjectives. But anyway, it's very good. It's an incredibly well made movie, and it's even. I think the reason that I felt a little bit speechless about it is because there are elements where it feels it's like it plays like a comedy, except that because it really happened, it's kind of not funny. It's because it's totally real, and it's like I, it's really kind of remarkable in that sense is that it's done by a comedy director, and he really treats it like a comedy, except that it's an incredible example of how a lot of comedy comes from this element of being slightly horrified, but in a harmless way, where it's like when you laugh because someone has said something um, incredibly offensive in this high fancy dinner party, and they just get in there as like where's the food at or something like that. I don't know. That's a terrible terrible example. My point is just that a lot of humor does come from this idea of something being really awful or inappropriate, but in a way that creates no actual harm to us, and so we can enjoy that. And this is an example where everything's structured like that, except that it did actually create real harm. So many people lost their jobs. So much value disappeared out of the economy. It's a strange movie in that regard, but it's very good. I think people should watch it. It goes a long way towards explaining some things about how that how whole housing market went down. Um, but yeah, one other thing that I did yesterday is I played some Minecraft on the PS4 for the first time in a long time. Um, I was playing it some with Mike, who I record talking about Survivor and other podcasts with. And so for the first time in a long time, I was noting how much stuff that they had added in the patch notes, and I was just kind of thinking, wow, that's a lot of new stuff that I've not seen. Maybe I ought to dig back into this game a little bit. And then I realized also that when we were creating a new world, it said, and this may only be on the PS4 version, but it's like, do you want to create a Halloween world or a Greek mythology world or a little big planet world? And I'm like, what? What does that even mean? And basically, it's these pre-made creative maps. Instead of just being procedurally generated, it's, like hand created. And like we played around in the Greek mythology world, and it was amazing. It was huge, and there was tons of stuff in it. There's a giant labyrinth, and a huge Colossus statue, where there's a secret passage that lets you crawl up inside and be like on the top, and everything is laid out beneath you. And then there's this like huge ancient ruins that are overgrown with vines and everything, and great big Parthenon building and a Senate chamber and a big amphitheater. Tons of cool stuff in there. And I was just like, I had no idea that all of that stuff was in Minecraft now. Pretty cool. Alright, so I think that's probably it for today, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow for 5 more minutes.